Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I want to talk to you more about Rainbow Six Siege, and I really want to try and convey what the gaming experience has been like for me, and I want to show you a few rounds with a little bit less cutting in them, just so you can get an idea of what a round plays out like. So in this clip I'm about to show you, I was actually playing with Matimio and a bunch of other people. I'm on comms, you can hear their comms. Unfortunately, I kind of screwed up the recording, so we don't have Matimio's comms in there, but it'll just give you an idea of what some of the more action-intensive moments can be like. Who put the breaching charge upstairs?
Alright, watch out, Level. I'm gonna blow that.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, shit! He threw a grenade up. There we go. Got him with a grenade.
Come back, come back to us.
Yep. Now I should mention at this point that Matimio is actually communicating with me as well, and we're going to coordinate with the breaching charge here in a second. Okay, I'm going to breach also. Ready to breach at the same time? Okay, 3, 2, 1.
There's one down, one down.
Okay, I got another.
You can really lose.
He's right behind the hostage. Nice kill, nice kill. Now, some of the most gratifying moments in this game are when you coordinate with your teammates and it works out well. Using breaching charges simultaneously with your teammates can be an excellent way to throw off the defenders, especially if they're all ready and waiting to focus fire on a breach point when a wall blows open or a ceiling blows open. They can defend against that if they're ready for it, but when multiple walls blow open at the same time, it becomes very confusing and chaotic for them, and that can be one of the best tactics in the game. Now, something I really wanted to convey in this video is the fact that I'm loving this game, but I think it has a long way to go in the next 6 months before release. Now, they did announce the release date October 16th, so we pretty much have 6 months until this game comes out, and I think they're going to need every single last second to get this game up to par. I really hope they can give this game the time and polish that it deserves, because I think this is a game that I've been wanting for a very, very long time. They've really delivered in so many ways that I never really anticipated anybody delivering in a tactical shooter. Now it just needs that polish and balance to actually become the game it deserves to be. Now, if you've been following the forums or other videos being made about this game, some of the hot button issues right now are hit markers. Hit markers will tell you when you're shooting somebody, they'll let you know, but if you shoot through a wall, it'll give you a hit marker, and this can be a very cheap and easy way to find out where people are hiding behind walls. So there's been a popular debate over whether hit markers should be in the game or not. I think this game can function just fine without hit markers. It would be a little confusing if they try to write in some sort of code to take hit markers out of the game when you shot people through walls. So I think this game could kind of push itself in the direction of being even more tactical by removing those hit markers, forcing players to rely on the kill feed and basically the sound of the game to understand if they're hitting an enemy player. Now, another one of the hot button issues is this heartbeat sensor. It allows you to see through walls and you can locate the enemies using this essentially wall hack. Now, you can't shoot while it's up, but you can basically locate the enemy position, and that really is everything in this game. Intel, figuring out where the enemies are. Now, both sides have ways of figuring out where the enemies are without exposing yourself to danger necessarily. The offensive team can use little drones and scout you out. However, you can shoot those drones and basically disable their ability to figure out where you are. The heartbeat sensor is on a whole nother level, and I agree with most of the population out there in that this thing needs to go. Wall hacks just don't seem appropriate for this style of game. There's another interesting aspect to this game in that if your teammates die, they remain on comms with you, so you can actually talk to them using the in-game comms, and they they can use some of the camera systems in game to try and provide you with further intel, helping you out. So a dead teammate is not necessarily a useless teammate. And that's a very interesting prospect. A lot of people have been saying, oh, you should turn off comms when people are dead. It seems a little bit overpowered. However, I would argue that a lot of serious players are going to be on TeamSpeak anyway, so they can communicate with each other even after they die regardless, because they're going to be using a third-party program. I think they should leave comms on, and frankly, using the little bit of intel afterwards, if you want to prevent that, then don't let them use the cameras afterwards. But I still think it's kind of a cool aspect to the game, and it makes you still useful as a teammate even after you die, rather than just having to sit there in silence hoping your teammate pulls off the job. Now at the moment, I'm not particularly impressed with the directional audio quality in this game, and I think that's something very important to get right. In a tactical shooter, being able to hear where your enemy is has always been important in competitive FPS games. What they've done in this game is actually added a little, it's not even a hit marker indicator, it's sort of a fire indicator that tells you where bullets are coming from. So if you have a crappy sound system, you'll see a little white arrow pop up on the screen when bullets are coming towards you, and that'll tell you what direction they're coming from. I really don't like this at all, because it means you don't have to rely on your ears as much to figure out where enemy fire is coming from. And that's always something that I've been a big fan of in first-person shooters, is using your ears, figuring out where the enemies are, stop moving for a second, listen to the footstep sounds, and determine what you need to do using your senses rather than just an on-screen display. Now in many ways, just from watching the gameplay, this game might not look that original overall, but let me assure you that it is actually quite original. It's doing the defense versus offense theme extremely well. I would say better than any other game I've ever played. You know, you've got the Counter-Strike formula where one team has to defend the bomb site, the other team has to attack the bomb site and detonate it. Similar in that way, except in this game, the defenders have so many more tools. You're not just picking your campsites and deciding how to split up your team necessarily. You're building, you're constructing a defensive fortress around your hostage, or deciding that some of the defenders have to go out into your area and pick a nice little hiding spot. The defensive areas are much more complicated and complex. The firing angles are much more complicated than Counter-Strike, especially considering that you can shoot through many of the walls or destroy them to change up the angles completely. There's also a very cool rock, paper, scissors dynamic in this game. Once you reinforce a wall, there's only one class that can blow through that wall on the offensive team, and he needs special breaching charges. If you take down that class from the offensive team, now they can't get through certain walls, and their offensive strategies become much more limited. Likewise, if you have special electronic jamming devices, you can prevent the offensive team from actually detonating breaching charges by jamming the signal. To get around this, one of the offensive classes has an EMP grenade, which will go out and destroy those jamming devices. So again, there's a lot of back and forth gameplay with technology versus technology, and it becomes much more interesting once you get into the higher levels of strategy and gameplay. As you can see at the top of the user interface, you can see what classes the enemy teams are playing, and once they're down, you can also see that, so you know what the enemy team is limited to or capable of. Now there's so many things about this game that I really love. I think it's got so many characteristics that a good esport competitive FPS game needs, but Ubisoft really needs to get their engine polished. They need to get this game refined and balanced well, and they need a good matchmaking system in place. They need to do all this in 6 months or less in order for this game to be successful. They can't fail on any of those fronts. Otherwise, this game's just going to fall into the category of AAA shooters showing so much promise, but were shipped a little bit too early and thus killed the game. So I don't think I'll be posting another alpha video of Rainbow Six after this one, but I just want to leave you guys with my overall thoughts, and that I am very, very excited by the concept of this game. I think Ubisoft has got a near perfect formula here. It just needs that extra work, and on that front I am skeptical, because I think everybody's a little skeptical of Ubisoft's track record in the recent years. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.